Well, it was a fun ride, I do admit, but it wasn't that great. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, the first one I was somewhat disappointed because I was hoping this might be about Celestia's past, but at least we got much more about Celestia in that than I think any other episodes. But I'm still hoping that one day we will get more Celestia-centered episode because we need that episode, really, because once again, the first episode pretty much showed that there's much more to Celestia and I want to see more of her. Even though I'm a Luna fan, yep, I still want to see more Celestia because we already have a good amount of Luna, so Celestia needs her own episode. With Luna, of course. Also, well, the first part I don't have much to say. It was an okay episode. I mean, it wasn't anything great, but it wasn't really anything bad, really. Well, the only great thing was Discord, of course. And now this episode, well, I have to say I really liked it, even though Trixie was reading way too annoyingly here. I mean, she could have at least couple times, even just offhand, just say yes or whatever. Like she like with the friendship is magic and all, yay. I think that would have made things a little bit better because she really did come out way too arrogant in this. Because even though Trixie is arrogant and all that, I don't think I think she at least had somewhat learned her lesson and wouldn't be, because when she was like that last time, she kind of did first lost Starlight and almost got herself eaten, so yeah. So there's that problem, but and like I said a couple times, I was expecting Starlight's anger actually becoming actual magical storm, but this was much better that it just infected other ponies and they expressed what Starlight was feeling, so that was really nice thing. And it was rather cute, like the ending with Trixie teleporting the table where she first met Starlight. It was still, I think they could have done a little bit better with that. I'm not sure how, but I feel there was something they could have done a little bit better. And again, I was surprised that usually in these episodes, Main Six also are doing something badly, and technically they kind of did but it was more on the comedy side because they, for some reason, burst out of songs. So this is why Griffins don't sing. You better learn from them. At least, well, you can sing when there is no that important situation or anything like that. But yeah, what else? I don't think I have much else to say about this because nothing really happened in my opinion, while some things happened. This was just these were just average / okay episodes, so I don't have much to say about these. I was hoping a little bit more, but then again, I hype myself I think a little too much show, so then no doubt these episodes might have been a little letdowns for me. But yeah, these were okay episodes, so hopefully the next episodes will be much better. So till next time, thank you. Keep calm and Brody on, everybody, and let's enjoy this show. Let's just enjoy this show, okay? Bye.
Well, Ming, and it's not even a two-parter. What the hell? I don't think I've ever been so disappointed by a season premiere since the first season. Which is saying a lot, really. I mean, even freaking the Flurry Heart one didn't disappoint me nearly as much as this. Because at least, that actual tension, excitement, adventure. Well, a bit of adventure, not really, but mostly tension and excitement, and, just the kind of stuff you would still expect from a season premiere sort of episode. At least, a more action-filled single episode. But this This is thoroughly disappointing. It's not even a two-parter. What the F? Source is not pleased by this side here, apparently. Okay, honestly, that's not what she was making angry noises, but... Anyway, next episode. I'd like to say next part, but that's not what that is. Oh, schmorsh. Does it look like it's supposed to you, human? It sure does like giving off those death glares. Well, that was definitely at least a better episode than the last one. Which really wouldn't be saying much, but this actually was a pretty good episode, even though I was cringing very hard the whole way through. But yes, very solid episode, like probably at least worth of a 4 out of 10 on initial impressions, I guess. It really was mostly just the dialogue was really the main reason I was cringing the whole time. Really, it's Trixie, so you kind of have to expect that kind of thing from her at this point, because she does not understand a whole lot about social interactions, and it's just really painful watching her not get it when you understand it so well. I mean, I'm autistic, and I know so much more than Trixie does about social interactions. And that's kind of just sad, but, you know, what can you do? But, I mean, I think that's pretty much it for now. I don't really have anything else to say. Yeah, I really just dropping the ball with these reactions lately. No, I can't think of anything. I used to plan things a little bit, I think. I mean, I mostly improvise, but I plan out the improvising to a certain degree, but not anymore. Really, like I said, I've got better things to procrastinate on than worry about adding extra production value to my reactions. So yeah, I guess I'll just end things here. I'm Matt2, and until next, Matt2 story writer, and until next time, stay determined.
I think my opinions are a little different, actually. I mean, I still love the fact that we finally got a little bit of development for Celestia. It was nice seeing a little more of her than just Twilight's mentor who shows up, says some words of wisdom, and, gets captured. On the other hand, the whole thing just seemed unnecessary as far as the conflict. Because, for one, yes, they saved Equestria, and that's awesome. But that in and of itself does not mean that Starlight has mastered friendship. And that's not to say that she's not a good friend. She has made a lot of friends, and she's learned a lot. But saving the day does not get her out of needing friendship lessons. That just doesn't really fit. And also, I know a lot of this comes with Twilight's hero worship of Celestia, but she doesn't have to follow the same path that Celestia did. Just because Celestia needed to send her away doesn't mean that she needs to do the same for Starlight. It's not the same situation. But despite those nitpicks, I did enjoy the episode. It was a fun episode, some pretty funny moments, very different from your typical season premiere, but overall, I enjoyed it. Alright, we're going to be moving on to episode 2, which was still considered part of the same premiere, so we're going to take a second to get that set up, and in the meantime, do a little bit of pony magic for the transition, or not really pony magic, because I'm, well, not quite. We'll be back in just a moment. So, yeah. Well, This episode, it's fun enough, but it's nothing special. I guess not every episode has to be special, but this is one that's not gonna necessarily stand out. They did make Trixie a little bit unlikable, which is a shame, because I do actually like the character. I've liked her since her first appearance back in Season 1. My point was proven. Starlight was not finished learning. There were plenty of funny moments. Like I said, it's not necessarily a bad episode. There's just nothing spectacular about it that really makes it stand out from any other random episode. But that's all I've got for this one. So, until next time, I'm going to finish my tea.
Okay, so that was Celestial Advice. I was kind of right. I mean, but it was the obvious part that I was right about. Celestia was giving advice to someone, but it was Twilight. Yeah. Alright, that was pretty mellow for an opener, but I appreciated it. It was pretty good. Well, actually, I mean, it's kind of weird though, because it was an episode's length, and that seemed like an ending right there, but I still have the second half to go. So I wonder what's gonna happen next. Best Friends Till the End of Time was what the song title was. That's nice. That's what I want to talk about. The song was like, I don't know, there was something different about it. It didn't seem like your average MLP song. I don't know how to describe it. It was like, again, it felt kind of like it was like one of those really, how do I put this? Like a fan work with a ton of effort put into it, only with the actual voice actors. So yeah, anyway, that was all bottled up, and my prediction was completely... Wait, no prediction anyway, so whatever. Yeah, that was all bottled up, and I am surprised that the premiere was only the 22 minutes, like a normal episode. The only other time that's happened was for the finale of Season 1, where, you know, the best night ever, it was just one episode's length. But you know what? I don't really see how they could have drug out the premiere anyway. It was just advice. Oh god. Oh goodness. Got notifications popping up while I'm discussing the episode. Anyway, yeah. I like the literal bottling up your anger thing that was going on with this episode. And I also like that Bulk Biceps was here. He's always a welcome addition. See you guys later. And have a good day, afternoon, night. Man, I'm rusty, aren't I?
Okay, that was the first episode, and I loved it. It was amazing. So I think it directly starts with the next one, and we're just gonna continue watching. I think I love this episode. It was so amazing. It was more screen time for Celestia than she ever had before in one episode. I think, and so much more to the character. Okay, guys, holy sh**. That was it. The first 2 episodes of Season 7 are already over. Yeah, what is there to say? Let's start with Episode 1, Celestial Advice. Holy sh**. What an amazing episode. I wouldn't have thought that Season 7 is starting right off after Season 6, which is pretty cool. And this is the first time ever we had a premiere episode that is only one. and the second episode doesn't really like close up on the first episode, but it's a episode of the season. Just like season 3 ended, here we had one episode as a starter. Now I have a theory that probably isn't true, but holy shit, imagine that. We had one premiere episode. What if we get 3 episodes for the finale in one day? Just take a moment to image that. That Chrysalis' return is gonna take 3 episodes instead of 2. I mean, this is only a vague theory, but holy shit, image it. Anyways, this episode 1, was amazing. I don't even know what to say. We had Discord, we had Thorax, we had the Changelings, we had Trixie, we had Starlight, we had Sunburst, we had Discord and Discord and Discord, of course, and Celestia is basically having the most screen time of her existence in the show and the most deepness in her character ever so far. I loved it to see, like, to basically that Celestia's admitting she made the same mistakes, not mistakes, but she made the same had the same concerns that Twilight has now with Starlight. It's still a bit hard for me to get used to the point where Twilight already finished like educating Starlight. Like she already had her graduation and they've only been together for like a few months at least, I guess, or a year or so, but Celestia basically Twilight basically grew up with Celestia as a student for many years, and then she graduated, which means how much further Starlight is. That is pretty cool. It's a bit much to take in, and I don't want to talk too much because it's gonna be stupid if I talk too much. One thing I want to mention is Johnny Lancy, maybe some of you know, twittered that he thinks he's not in season 7. And now it makes total sense because the role he spoke here, since the episode closes up immediately after season 6 finale, he probably thought, even from the lines he spoke in, that it's the same episode, so he didn't think he was in season 7, but he spoke lines for season 6 and season 7 at the same time. So we had Discord in it, it was amazing, and we had a photo of Discord and Celestia posing like, yeah, we're best friends, that's cool, I like it. I already saw Stepana posting a fan art picture of that. Did you see the photo? But I didn't realize what she meant now that I'm thinking about it. Yes, she already saw the new episode. So what I knew about the episode before I watched it was that Sunburst is gonna be in it, that Starlight is gonna play in it, and that Discord is gonna be in it. But I knew nothing more. Yeah, holy shit, this episode was amazing. The whole Twilight imagining things, and we had this whole different scenarios and everything. It was just awesome to see all of those, to see the imaginary things. And we saw Amber a little bit again in the Dragons. And yeah, I think there's a lot of potential here for Starlight for this season if they don't continue making episodes like this one and every little thing she does, the second episode. But I'm coming to that in a second. I think it would be a wonderful idea to send Starlight to the Changelings to show them how friendship works and everything. I think that would be a perfectly fitting thing for Starlight, and maybe involving Trixie and Discord a little bit in that would be pretty useful, I think, for the Changelings and for themselves, since they all still have to learn some stuff sometimes. I mean, Thorax has still to learn things since he's new to all this stuff, and now he's a king of a kingdom, basically, and he has to learn how to live with that, and Starlight could help him with that. All this, so much potential here that I really would like to see. So yeah, definitely episode 1, Celestial Advice, amazing, a perfect start into the season. But then this episode, Bottled Up, or whatever it was called, I'm not entirely happy with it because the moral of the story is really good. It's Starlight like passing away her angers at Trixie. That is a lesson that she's learned, and it's the idea behind it is very good, but I don't think it was used that great. This whole, her magic was, her anger was basically spurting out of her horn as a magic materialization, you know what I mean. It's so, it's so taken out of nowhere that it doesn't seem to fit. At least that's how I felt with it. The explanation at the end was fine and everything. The moral was really good and was totally cute how they interacted with each other. But the whole that she bottled up her magic it doesn't seem right. That she is really angry all the times and just like counting to 10 to calm down again. That she's gulping down her anger at Trixie it's totally fine. But the way they used it with the magic, just it didn't really make sense, and I thought it was kind of taken out of nowhere. But the episode was still fine, most of all because of the moral. Then we had a little bit of the main six together, which was kind of cute, and a fine song. It was nice, and yeah, I think we had a little bit of everything in those 2 episodes. So definitely a starting episode. Episode 1 was amazing. I loved it to death, and I'm gonna rewatch it now right after I edit this video. And episode 2 was okay, I guess. It reminded me too much of Every Little Thing She Does, which was a Starlight episode as well, where the moral is kind of fine since Starlight still has to learn stuff, but the way they put it into the episode doesn't really seem to fit because it's so taken out of nowhere that, yeah, it's a little bit, yeah, you know what I mean. Okay.
Well, that was good. The first episode was a really good. It's nice seeing Twilight go cuckoo. And it also brings me back to remembering watching Harry Potter, because Princess Celestia, she reminds me of Professor Dumbledore. Big time. Both are the most powerful magic users of all the land, and everyone highly respects them. But unfortunately, they go overboard with them, and all they want is everyone treating them normal. Look, treat them casual. I guess that's why I like this show, because it basically reminds me of all the fantasy stuff I grew up with. And that's why I'm into it. And the second one, oh boy. I'm gonna have to tell you a little story. Like Starlight, I did also bottle up my anger. And once it got too much, I did things I regret. And I wish I could change things. Once, I even attacked one of my fellow busmates, but he had it coming because I kept on wanting him to stop hitting me. But ultimately, I didn't attack him, and I regret it every day because I was much bigger than he was, and I basically also ganged up on him. Did the same thing that happened to me. So I regret it. I didn't get into trouble because my principal, who also didn't like me because of what I was doing to my mom at the time, wanted to hear my side of the story, and I told her everything. And she took care of him, and I didn't get expelled or in school suspension.
So that's good. But I did regret it for a while. I still do. So, both episodes I give an 8 out of 10.
Okay then. That was an interesting outro. That was an interesting premiere. That was not what I was expecting. It was sort of, it felt more of like an end to the last season than it was, like, it tied in really well compared to like previous premieres where it's like starting something new. For example, season 1 ends with the gala, season 2 starts with the Discord thing, completely unrelated to a degree. Season 2 ends with the Candlelight Wedding and starts with the Crystal Empire. I mean, that's probably the closest of the two. But it's not starting something brand new. It's just like, this was a lot smoother of a transition between seasons, in my opinion. This episode felt more of a transition-ish feeling to it, which I'm cool with. I thought it was really good. It had some heartfelt moments in it. I did feel that, even though if I didn't, have any liquid pride at all. It was good stuff though. Good letting go. I mean, she let go, but she doesn't end up not having to, which was kind of interesting. Curious to see how everything else develops regarding characters to the rest of the season. I don't know this as a fact yet. I'm assuming there's 26 episodes this season, so I'm assuming we have a lot that's going to be going on. I don't know if it's 26, maybe it's 13, because I don't know if having a 1 episode premiere makes any difference in the total number of episodes. I feel like someone did tell me there was 26, but I could have just made that up very easily. I tend to do stuff like that, make up numbers and such. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I don't really think I have much else to say. It was interesting getting to know more about Celestia from the last. I think we learned more from this 1 episode than we did from the entire first 6 seasons about Celestia, which is kind of funny, but at the same time, it's a huge testament to how much they haven't developed her character. I mean, when I say haven't developed, I mean we knew about the pre-Luna age, about what happened between them, but I'm talking about, when I say lack of character development, I'm talking about between her and Twilight in the early years, which I think was kind of cool to see that finally, and sort of understand where she was coming from when she sent her away. So yeah, that's all good in the hood. It kind of cool how that ties in. I really enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my reaction. Fantastic, good episode. The outro music's still the same, but fantastic episode. Really did enjoy that. It was something. I mean, I guess that was Starlight's first lesson with her next pupil. It's like it's on the next generation now. So Celestia's first generation, Twilight's second generation student, Starlight third generation student teacher, Trixie's the next one, which is, I think it's kind of cool. Like, it's just like a transcendency, but I really like. I don't know why, but I just think that kind of stuff is cool. Very interesting to see how she dealt with her anger. I mean, I guess if anything, Starlight learned more than Trixie in this episode. I mean, Trixie was only responding based on what she could tell, but she couldn't notice that she was bottling up her anger. And I love the metaphor that was used by her putting it in a bottle. And I mean, technically it was a glass jar. That's what it looked like, but it was a bottle. In the metaphor, it was for the metaphor. I liked it. I really liked it. It was great stuff. Let's see what else. Twilight, the friendship, the song. How could I forget the song? The song was fantastic. I mean, it wasn't like the best song in the series. It was a really good song. The first song of the season. I know there aren't that many songs this season, but great first song to start the season. I mean, it's different than a lot of the past songs. It had a more modern pop feel to it than had an EQG song feel to it from like Rainbow Rocks. It gave me had that kind of vibe, which I thought was cool, because I really like the songs in that movie. But yeah, great escape room thing. They didn't escape for 2 seconds. They almost beat the record. I mean, you gotta open the door. You gotta open. It doesn't help if you don't open the door. It's funny because I mean, they were setting a record trying to get out the fastest, as opposed to now, like when I've gone to escape rooms before, it's like you have to get out before the time, which is an hour. You're in there for an hour and you have to get out before the hour, which I've done like all my times except for one, and it was frustrating because this is completely off topic from the episode, but we had the last piece of the puzzle and we set it down and we forgot where we set it. Spent the last 5 minutes trying to figure out that we were missing a piece, and we figured out where we misplaced it after the time was up, and it was so frustrating because we were right at the very end. But yeah, anyway, really did enjoy the episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our reaction to it, and until next time, this is Pelly Cake Butter signing off. See ya.
I liked the episode. Trixie was infuriating, but it was good to see she finally got something for all of her. You know what? I'll say this. Trixie might have made all those jokes, might have sent her all over those town because she wanted to spend time with Trixie for the latter, and because she was just trying to make light of everything, like she always does, I guess. I don't know. Trying to keep the spirits up, but that just sounds like she just needs to know time and place, and when some people can be upset about it, you know? Yeah. Well, I like that episode anyways. And, well, actually I like both his episodes. I don't know what else to say. But, wow, I just realized I need to shave. Wow, I lost my train of thought. Kind of like Trixie did. I could call some of the stuff, but that's because I'm like an adult. So, not really fair of me to say anything about that, you know? By the way, you need to work on your competitiveness. Anyways, thank you all for watching. And I'll see you guys next time.
Well, that was a good episode, I guess. It seems kind of like a filler to have like Starlight like go through all this trouble just to figure out where Starlight's going, and she doesn't go anywhere. I mean, it raises a question that eventually Starlight's gonna have to probably go somewhere. You know, when she becomes a princess and gets a castle. Huh. But, yeah. It was a good, not the best season opener, but pretty good. Okay. That's all for now. It was kind of a weird follow-up to the season premiere. But I mean, like, it just shows that Starlight's already growing and learning her own lessons now. And maybe Trixie's, like, gonna be her new pupil or something in the future. But, yeah. Pretty standard episode besides that. And song as well, but I don't know. So, I guess that's it for now.
That was so cool and so weird. Oh my god, was this really a premiere? I have to take a sec. I have to take a sec to process what just happened. Okay, so I needed some time to process that this because it feels incredibly weird. I'm not gonna lie, it feels really, really weird. Like, first off, this premiere is a single episode. Usually it's two-parter, but not this time. Not this time. And it's not like the episode itself was bad, not in any way. It had amazing development for Celestia. We finally see a bit more of her character, and that fact alone is just, well, amazing. I am really, really happy that we finally got to see a bit more into her personality, the way that she thinks, and just everything about her. And it seems that they're trying to give like more focus and attention to Starlight. and also like make more out of Twilight's role as a mentor. Actually, I think this represents one of the things I like most about the show when it comes to its characters. When they evolve to certain roles, they have to they like try to focus on that role. I still remember season 4, with how much it almost didn't focus on Twilight's new role as a princess at all. But now, as a mentor, they're really putting pressure on that. And yeah, the episode was just overall good. I don't know what really else to say, because I really enjoyed it, but I don't feel as hyper as I would with other episodes. It's weird. I don't really have a rating to give. I think maybe I've dropped those entirely. But yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. Alright. That was a really fun episode. Like, I know that Trixie haters will be hating, but for me personally, this was a lot of fun. Like, Trixie was like her usual self with like kind of selfish and all that kind of Trixie's being very Trixie in all of general, but I'd say this was a very good second episode. Like, usually when it comes to like the episodes that come after the premiere, many of them are usually lacking. Like, there are few post-premiere episodes which like can hold up the hype of anything like that the premiere has set up. But this one, I think, really holds up. I think this one really is able to provide on its own, and it's not lackluster in any way. Like, it was funny as hell. It was a great look into Starlight's and Trixie's characters, and we got a pretty poppy, cheesy song sequence out of it, which was amazing. I don't know how else to say it. But I think that's all I have to say for now. So, as usual, my dear friends, thank you all so very much for watching. My name's Johnny Fireflame, and I'll see you guys next time! And I'll see you all more in Season 7!
Okay, so these are my thoughts on Celestial Vice. It probably won't be that long, so I'll just say that I really liked seeing kind of like a layer to Celestia, instead of her just being this princess that's kind of mostly always in the background and then sometimes steps forward to protect, but then usually ends up being captured or, you know, beaten kind of thing. So it's really cool to see her in this teacher role, because we've never seen her in that role, actually. Like, we've seen glimpses of her relationship with Twilight, but not much. So yeah, it was really cool to see the flashbacks of Twilight when she was learning under Celestia, and seeing how she was talented with like the plan and doing better than the other fillies. And it was cool to see Celestia cry. I mean, I don't want to sound sadistic or something, but it was cool to see that because she came across as this, I knew everything was going to work out perfectly, and just send Twilight and you'll make friends, and I knew the whole path all along. And it turned out, no, she didn't. She wasn't sure. So it was really cool to see that Twilight was going through the exact same thing that Celestia was. So yeah, for season premiere, I don't think this is going to, like season 6, I don't think this is going to have anything to do with the rest of the season. But I enjoyed the episode, so good start to season 7. So, my thoughts on All Bottled Up. I like that it was take on the literal saying of you really shouldn't bottle up your emotions, because it usually just ends up imploding on you. So I like how they took that and made it into a friendship lesson. And now that I've seen all of season 6 and up to the second episode of season 7, I'm not sure if the writers intended this, but it seems like Starlight has taken Twilight's place in learning friendship lessons, because it seemed like Twilight had finished with that and she was no longer needing to learn them, even though obviously she still is with her friends. But it seems like Starlight's taking her place in a sense. And whether I like that or not, I both like it, and I also don't like it in a way, because I love the original main six and Twilight in their friendship. So it kind of feels like that Starlight is taking Twilight's place, but I like how they're handling it, so it doesn't feel too much like she is. So I'm curious to see how this is going to progress through season 7 and see what happens. So yeah. Was this episode as good as the Celestial Vice? I'll give it a... Celestial Vice I'd give an 8 out of 10. This one I would give a 5 out of 10. So, yeah. It's definitely still a good start to season 7.